Yeah, run him down.
I guess the only difference too, though, for Falcons is at least they have the Moskov now, so they have a marksman who could be independently working his way around the map, and later on, someone really reliable too when it comes to the team fights. But that'll take a lot, especially if they do not secure the early game that's necessary for them to actually get the advantage. So this could be tricky, but let's see how this goes for both of these teams.
Down to one game for the Clash of the Titans here. Team Falcons and Team Liquid Philippines coming down to this already. Once again, to throw it out there for our viewers, Team Liquid Philippines needs to win this as one of their conditions to get to the playoff spots already in week 5. They have to win this match and they have to win tomorrow's match. So this is what they want for TLPH.
That's a lot of damage that could potentially come in, but so far, Team Liquid Philippines, they're really making work with the mid duos they have to so far. I mean, this isn't a typical duo you could just keep engaging in, because there's a taunt that could possibly come from JP. There's a Terrify from Sanji, so they have to be extra careful if they really want to play it aggressive.
Okay. Emblem's looking pretty normal here too.
Yeah.
This time.
See Falcons, well, very fast with how they're rotating. They're really trying to find a kill angle for the Selena joint Jawhead on the bottom half of the map. Team Liquid Philippines will look to control Flap TZ with the first major rotation. Downside by Carl, but he just shows up to help clear the wave and backs off. The team's taking it easy right now. Turtles can spawn in the next 15 seconds. Well, the Falcons holding a better spot on the map right now. Very aggressive is their positioning.
Most of this too for Sanji. I mean, most of the time, what do we expect them to take the Jawhead ultimate? Maybe Kyle TZ's for the most part here, right?
Abyssal traps though everywhere. JP, half HP, forced to use the Revitalize, and they're bursting down the objective. But JP gets the last hit on the turtle. Now Few needs to flicker just to survive, but there's an Infernal Pursuit. There's still a Dark Wave. There's no need for Sanford to use it because he gets the kill, and they will proceed with contesting the purple buff. But Cloud secures it either way, but probably, or fortunately not at the expense of Ogwen's life.
Great sequence there by Team Liquid Philippines. They got the gotcha pay coming in big time here for them. JP miraculously getting the last hit of the turtle. Revitalize, reducing the efforts that Flap TZ brought at the start of that team fight, trying to bring Carl TZ and the rest of Team Liquid Philippines slow, and then capping it off with a great Avatar of Guardian to the back. Although Team Liquid weren't able to get the purple buff of Kyle TZ, they're closing the window on this early snowball condition of the Jawhead and Selena very quickly.
Yeah, the last time too that we saw that, when you were mentioning it, didn't they also have an Edith in that lineup to kind of help? So it was like a Jawhead and Edith in the XP lane, and then you had the Selena there. So you had so many options of CC other than just the Abyssal Arrow. So again, we'll have to see if Ogwen's able to go ahead and find the right targets like he did previously when he played the Jawhead in the series in game 1. But a whole lot of just, again, action here. They might go for a 2v1.
Unstoppable Force, but the ejector will not be used. That's a flicker from Sanford, keeping him alive. But on the top lane, though, Super Marco, I feel like he can sense danger. Laser still connects, though, and now he will get to touch even the Avatar of Guardian.
That's that 21.5.
Yeah. He's going to be able to get away, but he's desperately losing in the laning phase. It's a level and a half lead for Oheb. And the SOD does not land, but Few gets blasted by Liquid.
Sanji just finds him there, uses the ultimate he stole away from Flap. And this is all the more difficult for a Selena, who needs to be activated in the early game if he's down 0-2 in just the first 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, they've 100% lost their conditional window for the Selena already, and they're going to have to redirect their efforts into potentially somehow helping Marco. They aren't able to contest the Turtles. Third Turtle contention. If Team Liquid get 2 more pickoffs, Falcons will not be able to contest that healthily. It'll be a very risky contention for it, if ever.
Yeah, not only that, but like you guys mentioned, this Selena at this point, you're not going to be that much use unless you're just landing these arrows. Because even if you land the arrow, because of the scaling happening right now for TLPH, being 2,000 gold ahead already at this point, it's going to be really hard to actually enter those fights.
Yeah, I feel like Falcons, though, they're just trying to replicate what we saw from them when they were in a similar scenario where they were slightly behind, because as of the moment, Kyle TZ is still fairly getting a lot of farm, probably even slightly ahead of Carl TZ. And on top of that is at least they have a Moskov that they could rely on in the latter portions of the game. But we'll see how fast Team Liquid Philippines gets to snowball or convert all of this, because they're probably looking to secure some turrets from this point. But look at Team Falcons and where they're positioned.
Yeah, cross-map trade. Sody's gonna land, but the Moskov cannot take that. Falcons zoning out around the orange buff area of Team Liquid Philippines in the lower portion, so that Kyle TZ will be able to get a bit more farm in the bottom and even clear out there. While Team Liquid will go for a 5-man rotation to hold the upper quadrant of the map. Falcons, they're losing their windows for the mid-game quickly. Yeah, they might get to the point that this might be a very long game, just waiting for Super Marco to get to a healthy point in the farm.
Yeah, it's looking to be the case as the Tier 2 top side's already being worked on. They do hold on to it a little bit longer. Arrow's going to land, but Few really can't follow anything up and risk it. So right now, it's just kind of TLPH taking what they can across the map. They're going to travel mostly together, and they're in full control at this point in the game.
Yeah, this is the entire, oh, even if I get an Abyssal Arrow, I can't go in. There's a Dark Wave scenario again.
Yep. Yeah. I'm in. No, never mind. I don't want to be dead. And if you're Few, you can't fault him for not committing it. Sanji gets tossed, but it's not going to be enough follow-up there at that moment.
Yeah, the Abyssal traps were a bit too late too. Few was slightly too far away. FlapTZ is the only member from Team Falcons trying to get information, but they can't even utilize that because majority of them are yet to catch up. And Team Liquid Philippines, they're just working their way, but at least for Super Marco, he's been getting some really decent farm so far.
That's kind of what Renmar was saying here, painting the picture that that's gonna kind of be the Hail Mary play for them. You know, he's still, even if he's farming up, he's still pretty behind Oheb.
Yo, Flap.
FlapTZ won't survive this. That's 5 members of Team Liquid Philippines. Abyssal Arrow connects onto Sanford, but cannot do much. When it's the team fight that is about to happen, Team Liquid Philippines, they're way too ahead.
Yeah, he just wanted to poke and get info, didn't realize that the entire cavalry was there ready for him. And now it's going to be hard for Falcons to defend this purple buff. Team Liquid Philippines will be able to steal it away without a problem. And now it's just left to a 4-1 split with Falcons holding the center of the map. Ogwin goes in, but it's not going to be a follow-up there.
Oh.
Arrow's not going to hit too.
It demands so much for the synchronization to happen, or the coordination of these crowd control skills to layer at this point.
Okay, so now at this point, because of just, it seems very one-sided right now, Team Falcons, how can they get back into this game? Is it literally just buckle up and wait for Super Marco to come online?
Yeah, it has to be around that. Unless somehow, whoa, okay, I thought we were going to get taken out there. I mean, Kyle TZ only built up a second item as well, so it hasn't been a good farming time for Kyle. Oh no, it has just been 8 minutes, so.
Oh,
AOG gets denied. JP still gets to make his way out of that, even despite finding himself in the middle of a tier 1 and 2. Kyle TZ versus Carl. It's a 1v1. Electrifying Beats will be used, but it gets dodged by Carl TZ.
that just shows how behind Team Falcons is, especially in the damage department itemization, because of JP able to do that, survive, you know, and he's only he has a Thunder Belt.
Yeah.
So like, it's the revitalize and the passive of that Gatakacha to go ahead and help him survive against just the no damage that Team Falcons has right now. Now that the Lord is up too, I'm actually going to be surprised if they really want to go ahead and show face here and contest this, because it could go pretty bad.
No, a Dark Wave revealed where Ogwen was, but
Kyle.
Kyle TZ trying to look for Carl and successfully gets the pick off.
That changes things.
Yeah, that's a big turnaround. Kyle TZ needs to be able to get away from this though. I wonder are they gonna commit the chase onto him? No. Falcons suddenly have a massive opening in the map.
We'll see if they take it. They still have bottom pressure too from Super Marco. I think he's getting the information to just go ahead and push in, farm up, try to catch up to Oheb. They don't have to commit to the Lord just yet. They can drag this out, and they need time. That's exactly what Team Falcons needs to get back into this game here.
SOD doesn't connect. There's a
1v1?
1v1 down bottom. But Oheb will just clear the way. No, he still goes for it with a flicker. And now, here in the lore pit, it seems like they're still going to engage. The Apex Predator Sanford secures the sword for his team.
What a turnaround! Team Liquid! Sanford still going after Phil. Oh!
Oh, you saw the reaction too.
Yeah.
I think that was Sanford, right? So,
Going for the pause.
ooh, that is tough.
Oh, yeah.
That's our first pause in 2 days.
2 days, man.
By the way, yeah, we got
What are you trying to say? Why are you looking at me?
No, I just wanted to say something. Wasn't
Okay,
it? It's like
okay.
we didn't get any pauses yesterday, actually.
Well, today is
fun fact for y'all.
technically
Well, that's true.
the second day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, great play there by Liquid.
Yeah.
Able to recover right away. OHEB being able to just destroy Super Marco at the bottom portion of the map. That was big that he was able to stop Marco from going in with the SOD, forcing Marco to fight a duel that he's behind in items. He cannot win against that Granger. And then come the Lord, miraculously, Sanford got the last hit. There was a lot of pressure onto Kyle Teasy. He was brought so low. At that point, he had to throw out the retry, which was just a microsecond too early for Sanford to be able to get the last hit. And now the members of Falcons are getting chased by Liquid, who should be able to win a massive prize with the next siege coming up. A lot of towers are probably going to get taken down on the side of Falcons.
Yeah, especially considering how far ahead they are. I'm just surprised too that, like you mentioned, right before that Lord, it was a jungle versus jungle catch out, and then it was, you know, Carl that ended up going down despite Kyle Teasy being kind of behind, but that's just also the power of the Joy. If you do catch someone in the 1v1, most likely you're able to pump out enough damage, especially when the ultimate's available.
Yeah, speaking of 1v1, I feel like the 1v1 between the two gold laners down bottom would have been so different too if only the goal was slightly equal.
A little bit closer, yeah.
Because that was a Moskov. At the end of the day, we even saw how it was possible for him to even put an end to the game earlier, but indeed, Super Marco was kind of behind, too much behind for 1v1 that would favor him in that particular scenario. But beyond that, really the decision to engage in that fight, I feel like they just wanted to go all in, or they wanted to risk it either way. Could have been a huge opening for them, but yeah, for now we gotta wait.
We gotta wait a little bit here. We'll see if things are gonna be fixed up here in just a couple of seconds, or if they're going to need a little bit more time, because that seemed to happen right in the middle of that team fight. And it looked like, again, that it was going to be TLPH coming through after Sanford did secure that Lord, and then, you know, they were trying to collapse down even further on Team Falcons. And so at that point, we have to start to think, you know, how's it going to look for Team Falcons on the defense side of things, knowing that they have this kind of lineup that, you know, is relying on, for example, the Selena and the pickoff potential with having a Jawhead for them.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, honestly. Not unless
looks like they got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're gonna see where we catch back up in here. So it looks like the action was over after that Lord was secured, and it is TLPH moving forward now to make this work.
Few gets taken out, I believe. Earlier.
Yeah, it was getting chased down by Sanford the last time we saw them in action.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we're catching back up, they will have that Lord eventually making its way down that bottom side. Team Falcons looking at the items. They still have a lot of room to catch up. There's a massive gap in the gold. That's nearly 3,000 gold difference between Super Marco and OHEB here. As some of those items are now picked up, he just gets the BOD now for OHEB. Doesn't have his flicker available, so they might just try to go ahead and get the shields down to the base for now.
Ooh.
Sanji holding on to Fuse form and ultimate. But they'll make their way. The waves are pretty much managed the way they want them to. Still a tier 2 standing on the top lane for Team Falcons and all the shields. So this is going to be a big Lord for them. A 6,000 gold lead for TLPH as they approach the base.
Yep. 11 minutes in to this game, and now gradually Team Liquid Philippines are gaining access to their inhibitor turrets. Oh, the Terrify onto Flamteasy won't allow him to escape. Now that's one member down for Team Falcons, and the Holy Shield in the middle lane, which is already taken out. Wait, Sanji goes in!
No way!
To engage against Super Marco and successfully secures the kill. Make that 2 members down now.
Sanji, what a play!
Oh,
Oh man, are they gonna end the game off of that play?
They use the conceal, but could they buy enough time? The Abyssal Arrow does not connect, and there goes the AOG from JP. Now they gain access to the base, but the minions from Team Falcons just spawned as well. They could potentially buy enough time to defend this for a little longer.
Okay, they take the discipline route. They got all the base turrets. It looked like they might have been able to end it, but Sanji is now back up, but Team Falcons will stay in the game.
That was Sanji with a Moskov cosplay taking down the Moskov.
And like moments before, I even thought he had the Selena ultimate too.
Or was it the Selena ultimate? How'd he get it? How'd he get in the base that deep?
How we got a? I think
It wasn't a flicker. That was wild.
He was it.
I think it was probably the 2 consecutive dashes, but wait, hold on. They're blocking the ways for Team Falcons now. Ogwen's down to half of his health. This isn't looking too good. They seemingly wanted to even deny this purple buff right before the Lord.
Yeah, they're gonna fight for it again. Purple buff is gonna be secured for Kyle though. TLPH will get in position at this Lord, and even though they're down 8,000 gold, somehow, some way, Team Falcons has been able to go ahead and make things happen. Now with this, if they're not landing arrows or anything else, I think there's gonna be too much damage facing front. Lord is already under half health.
They're bursting it down. Flap TZ gets bursted down first though. SOD will connect, and so will the arrow. Carl TZ will be the recipient of the damage, but he dashes in and makes sure that he gains access to the Lord, but it gets denied by Kyle TZ. And there's a double kill for Oheb though. Few needs to run away, but he will be chased. And there are minions up top. Make that a triple for Oheb, and that's 3 members gone from Falcons.
And it's only Super Marco to defend the base with Ogwen. Here's the push.
Ogwen and Super Marco they make things happen. He tosses Carl TZ away, but that doesn't do